Hey skill seekers, quick question. What's the last thing you remember doing before you clicked on this video? Maybe you were scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, or maybe watching YouTube Shorts? Well, guess what? That's what we're talking about today. But before you dive deeper into this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join the Skill Seeker family. We're all about breaking free from distractions and building the best version of you. So click subscribe. It's a quick moment that could change your day and help you take control of your time. Everything you're watching right now, yes, even this video, is designed to grab your attention. It's not just for entertainment, it's part of a carefully crafted trap. TikTok, Instagram Reels, and even YouTube Shorts. These apps have hijacked our minds. And here's the thing, they're not even hiding it. They're after your attention, and that's where the money is. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How often do you find yourself scrolling through short-form content? And do you think it's affecting your life? Drop your thoughts below. Ever wondered why these apps are free? How do they make money? It's simple. Their business model revolves around you, your attention. And trust me, when you give them your time, they know how to make the most out of it. They use algorithms that predict what you'll watch next, and they don't stop until they've hooked you. And it's working. If you're already noticing how much time you're spending on these apps, make sure to hit that like button to show you're ready to take back control. According to a Microsoft study from 2004, our attention span was around 12 seconds. Fast forward to 2025, and it's less than 8 seconds. Let that sink in for a moment. The shorter the content, the faster we get hooked, and the more our attention span keeps shrinking. This is no accident, friends. It's a systematic trap. And here's the kicker. These companies are focusing heavily on teenagers and young adults. Why? Because we're at a vulnerable stage in our brain development. And while they may not say it out loud, they're hiring psychologists and neuroscientists to make sure we stay addicted. The more we scroll, the more they make. Every notification you get, every like, every comment, it's all calculated. And it's designed to keep you addicted. Have you ever found yourself scrolling, thinking just 5 more minutes, and then suddenly hours have passed? That's the power of these algorithms. They're making sure you never want to stop. Let me give you an example. Just recently, in February 2023, Instagram had a massive glitch that showed adult content, violent videos, and disturbing scenes to people, whether they were following those kinds of accounts or not. And guess what? Even though it scared a lot of people, no one stopped scrolling. In fact, we probably scrolled even more after seeing that content. Why? Because once our brains get that dopamine hit, we want more of it. So how did all of this begin? Let's rewind a bit. Back in 2016, a Chinese app called Douyin, which later became TikTok, launched. The creators noticed something. People were always on their phones, constantly scrolling. And as attention spans shrank, they came up with a brilliant idea. They broke down content into tiny, digestible pieces, 15 to 30-second videos, perfect for the shrinking attention span of the average user. That was the beginning of the short-form revolution. TikTok's algorithm was genius. It analyzed everything. What you liked, what you skipped, what you paused on, and even how long you stayed on a video. Then, it curated content specifically for you. Suddenly, you were seeing exactly what you wanted to see, over and over again, keeping you glued to your screen. TikTok perfected this formula, and now it's everywhere. Seeing TikTok's success, Instagram jumped in with Reels in 2020, and YouTube followed suit in 2021 with YouTube Shorts. These short-form features have now become the most popular content on these platforms, and everyone's using them. You might be guilty of it yourself, we all are. And then came the pandemic. Remember those months spent at home scrolling through your phone for hours? Well, during that time, our screen time exploded. Social media apps saw their engagement soar. And guess who the apps are really after? People like you and me. The more we scroll, the more ads they can show us, and the more revenue they generate. But here's the problem. These apps aren't just about engagement. They're about addiction. Let's talk about the science for a second. Every time we swipe, like, or comment, our brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This makes us feel happy and motivated, but here's the catch. The more we get, the more we need. And these apps are designed to deliver that hit over and over again. Just like gambling, where every win keeps you coming back for more, every scroll gives us a mini dopamine rush. Let me ask you, have you ever opened your phone thinking you'd scroll for just 15 minutes and then suddenly 3 hours have passed? Time distortion is a real thing. The more we scroll, the harder it becomes to track time. And what's the result? We lose hours, even days of our lives to mindless scrolling. Does this sound familiar to you? If you've ever lost track of time scrolling, leave a comment below saying, "I've been there." Let's start a conversation. A recent study from Stanford University revealed that people who consume a lot of short-form content are actually losing their ability to focus on long-term tasks. Think about it. If you're used to quick 30-second bursts of entertainment, how easy is it for you to sit down and focus on reading a book, studying for an exam, or working on a project? It's tough, right? And this is especially harmful to children and teenagers whose brains are still developing. Their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for attention and impulse control, isn't fully developed yet, and this is causing serious problems. Short-form content is training their brains to expect instant gratification, making it harder for them to focus on anything else. And the consequences of this are long-lasting. When we keep feeding our brains this instant gratification, it's rewiring them. Over time, it becomes harder to focus on long-form content. Things that require sustained attention, like reading a book, doing homework, or even just having a meaningful conversation. We've all seen it. Have you ever tried to read a book in one sitting, only to find yourself picking up your phone every few minutes? That's the result of short-form content addiction. Here's another thing. This addiction is affecting our sleep. You've probably experienced this. You're lying in bed, thinking you're going to sleep, but then you start scrolling. And before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and you're still glued to your phone. It's a vicious cycle. The more you scroll, the worse your sleep becomes, and the more tired you feel the next day. This, in turn, affects your productivity, mood, and overall health. And it's not just about the addiction, it's also about the social pressure. If you're not keeping up with the latest trends on TikTok or Instagram, you feel left out. FOMO kicks in, and you feel like you're missing something important. It's like this unspoken rule that if you're not engaging with short-form content, you're falling behind in life. But this pressure is exhausting, and it's contributing to the mental health crisis we're facing today. But here's the good news. This addiction isn't permanent. You can rewire your brain and take back control. It's going to take some effort, but it's possible. Are you ready to take back control? Let me know in the comments if you're committed to breaking free from this cycle. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tip 1. Mindful consumption. The next time you pick up your phone to scroll, be aware of what you're doing. Limit your time on these platforms. Ask yourself, is this adding value to my life? If the answer is no, it's time to move on. Be intentional with your screen time. Tip 2. Set boundaries by limiting the amount of time you spend on these apps each day. Use screen time trackers if necessary, and most importantly, designate no phone zones in your house, like the dining table or the bedroom. Tip 3. Focus on long-form content. Start reading books, watching documentaries, or listening to podcasts that require more sustained attention. The more you practice focusing, the easier it will get. Tip 4. Turn off notifications every time your phone buzzes. It's distracting you. Limit distractions so you can focus on what really matters. Tip 5. Take breaks. You can't just go cold turkey on these apps, but you can set limits. Take short breaks during the day to refresh your mind, step away from your phone, get some fresh air, and do something physical. Look, it's not going to be easy to break free from the grip of short-form content, but it's possible. By being mindful of how much time you spend on these apps, setting boundaries, and prioritizing long-form content, you can begin to reclaim your attention. Your life is too valuable to waste scrolling endlessly through videos. Take control of your time. Rewire your brain. You deserve it. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share this with someone who might need to hear it too. Let's stop the addiction together, skill seeker. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.